Greetings Internet, and welcome back for another Oxleymations presentation. And today, I'm going to be talking about more of my junk. So welcome to a surprise edition of Check Out My Junk. Hopefully I'll remember to actually put a title thing there. Anyway, so for today's episode, I'm jumping back into the good old turtle van and digging around and bringing you guys some more goodies. And today, I have some kind of obscure little gems, and they're obscure in that this was a very short-lived thing, and as such, it just kind of died in the water, but it spawned some interesting things. The thing in question, ladies and gentlemen, is... Now, let me ask you a question before I say what this is. Are any of you guys aware of what a stage show is? Ever been to a rock concert? You know, that kind of special affair? Well, back in the good old year of 1990, I believe it was, the Ninja Turtles franchise decided to go on the road with the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. Hopefully that's bright enough y'all can see it. And well, as I just revealed to you, I happen to own a VHS copy of this, I don't want to call it a train wreck, but this piece of film right here. Now personally, I have watched this, and I don't think it's the worst thing that's ever been put out by the Ninja Turtles franchise. Granted, it's not great. It has its moments where it's laughable, and it's still thoroughly entertaining if you have a certain tolerance for 80s cheese. But personally, I like this thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it in my collection. Now, at first, I had no idea that this existed. The first thing I ever heard about it, if I'm remembering correctly, was actually a review by the Nostalgia Critic and James Rolfe, aka the Nintendo Nerd, where they tore this a new one, and I mean, wow. That was my introduction to this thing existing, and I was like, that's nifty. And not knowing much, I didn't realize that they actually had a videotape of this that they were watching. I thought they, just found video of it that someone recorded back in the 90s and posted up online. Lo and behold, years later, I wind up tracking down... Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say tracking down because that means I was actively looking. But years later, I wind up finding out that, this exists. And I was like, cool. But, again, this is one of those obscure little gems, so I had a difficult time tracking down a copy for myself, until I wound up starting to look for things on the internet. Because originally I was the kind of guy who, I didn't want to, source all my stuff online. I didn't want to go around buying all my collectibles and stuff off the internet. I was the kind of guy who liked, to hit the pavement, go to the flea markets, go to yard sales, garage sales, Goodwill, thrift stores. I liked tracking down my stuff and sourcing it local. But this was, I couldn't find it anywhere. This is when I was actively looking for it. I could find it on eBay, no problem. But going to my local Goodwill, nothing. Going to thrift stores, nada. So I just kept searching and hoping and searching and hoping, and then eventually I just kind of, gave up on it. And years go by, and I wind up getting myself hooked up with a website called shopgoodwill.com. And this was kind of a mistake, and I think you all can basically guess why. Sorry, it wasn't centered and it was bugging me a little bit. But I suppose y'all can guess why that was a little bit of a mistake. Because the money I was not spending, because I wasn't able to find the stuff out in the wild, as they say. Why do I keep doing finger quotes? Anyway, all the stuff being found in the wild I completely lost my train of thought because of the air quotes. And bringing it all back to center. Whoop. So I started spending all this money that I technically had but shouldn't have been spending on, silly stuff, which is where a bunch of the current stuff that I have for my Check Out My Junk videos have come from. Has been that site, shopgoodwill.com, has been through eBay. By the way, I am not sponsored by these websites at all. Though if you'd like to give me a sponsorship, I'm willing. Anyway, so I finally tracked down a copy of this thanks to that website. And here's the best part. It was a 4 VHS lot. Now, in the lot, there was obviously this one. There was Ninja Turtles 1 and 2. And, boom, the making of the Coming Out of Our Shells tour VHS. Now, if it would have only just been this one with the original 2 movies, I'd have passed on it because I've already got copies of those 2 on DVD and VHS. But because they were both there together, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put in a bid, and if I win, I win. If I don't win, tough noogums, whatever. And as you can see, I did win the auction. I got all 4 tapes. The other 2 are waiting to go somewhere. But here's the big thing. It was thanks to that stage show that we have these tapes. But before I even got these videotapes, as I had said before, I'd basically given up on finding anything from the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. Until one fateful day, I was at my local toy shop, this great place called Your Toy Connection here in my hometown. And I was just, kind of going through my own Turtle Mania again. This was after I had bought that big lot of stuff for my coworker. And one of the things they just happened to have, I'd been in the store that day just looking around, shopping, whatever. And I happened to, while I was leaving, look behind the counter at this little display they have in the back. And on the shelf in front of the display, basically the countertop in front of the display, they had this little gem right here. They had the Coming Out of the Shells soundtrack on cassette because, for those of you who don't know, and as far as I'm aware, they only ever released the soundtrack on cassette. So I found this first, and I was like, oh, how much do you want for that? And it was an extremely reasonable amount, so I was like, sold. Shut up and take my money. So I bought that with a bunch of turtles that day. And then, like a week or 2 later, these popped up on Shop Goodwill, like I was just talking about. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm happy with this. Which I am really happy that I own these. As cheesy as this is. Here, let me just read the back of this box for you. Here they are, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, live on stage. The complete theatrical stage show, filled with songs and excitement. Over 90 minutes of non-stop thrills and chills as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Master Splinter, and reporter April O'Neil sing and dance their way to victory over the evil Shredder. Direct from Radio City Music Hall in New York City. If I can just, emphasize this one line here. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Master Splinter, and the reporter April O'Neil sing and dance their way to victory over the evil Shredder. Yeah, so if I didn't already say, which I know I did say, this was a live stage show in which the Turtles fight the evil Shredder with music. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Turtles decided that, they're gonna put all their weapons away and they're gonna just start rocking out. And by rocking out, I mean, look up the music. I would put it here, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. And they actually have this whole stage show on YouTube free for viewing because some good soul copied their VHS copy onto the internet. But the music's not terrible. There is actually one song in the entire thing, which one of these says what it is. I believe it's called You Can Count on Us. Yeah. Their quote-unquote hit single. Let's see if I can't get some good light on that. Right down here. Their quote-unquote hit single, You Can Count on Us. Along with interviews and exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of this incredible live show. But I actually kind of like that song, and there are a couple others that are okay. But personally, this is when you're really feeling in the mood for some like really cheesy nonsense. Not quite Weird Al cheesy, but just, random. But anyway, another interesting little tidbit for y'all is that I don't know how well y'all are going to be able to see this, but if you can see the costumes that the Fab Four of the 90s are wearing, let me turn my light here so y'all, there we go. If you can see the costumes that they're wearing, those are the exact same costumes that they chose to use, excuse me, my light's trying to fall over here, for the Ninja Turtles commercials. Because you'll never guess this, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that spawned these was actually shock and awe action figures. Because Playmates Toys was like, what else can we do with these guys? Let's see, they fought the Shredder, they've gone into space, they've gone on safari. Mind you, these are all action figures you can purchase and look up and own. And let's see, they've also done all this, and they've done that, and we've made mutations of them, and we've made other mutations, we've made them that turn into cars, which again are real. We've made Transformers. What else can we do with them? I've got it. Let's make them rock stars. And so we wound up with the Rock and Rollin' Turtles. Now, mind you, I was planning to have them in the bag for this, but I was a doofus and took them out before I started recording. So let's just jump right in. We wound up with the Rock and Rollin' Turtles. And thanks to these, we wound up with the stage show. Now we got classic rocker Leonardo. Again, not sure how well you can... I'm just going to take them out of the bags. Can you tell I'm not a professional YouTuber? But anyway, we got classic rocker Leonardo jamming out like one of the Wild Stallions, Bill and Ted. We got heavy metal Raphael. And then because they decided to go with different genres of music a little bit, we got Rappin' Mikey. Bada bing. Got all that bling on him. Got his little speakers set up on his back like that. His little turntable on his belt. And his little knuckle things, his little brass knuckles that say Mikey Raps. And then we have, let go of that bow strap. Then we got punker Donatello with his bright friggin' orange mohawk, his awesome torn jeans, his ripped up leather jacket. This guy's ready to get out there and kick some shell. Bust out the jams. Actually, no, busting out the jams is rapping Mikey's job. So originally, and yes, I'm a little all over the place with my little video today because I do not prepare ahead of time for what I'm going to talk about. I just grab things and go, these look interesting, I'll talk about that thing. So as I was starting to say, then I keep interrupting myself because I do that. Playmates Toys was like, had their little meeting and came up with this concept. They're like, how can we sell this? Bada boom. We'll make it an actual, honest-to-goodness rock and roll stage show. And as I was saying, to advertise it, they had commercials which actually had people wearing these costumes. And when you're watching the stage show, there are clips where the turtles go off stage, and they have clips on these giant monitors in the background, which again have the turtle costumes, have these turtle costumes with the weird stuff around their eyes and, with the very, very obviously different mechanical heads on them. But enough about that. I just think it's an interesting little bit of turtle trivia because from all the videos I've seen of people talking about the coming out of their shells tour and talking about the behind the scenes footage, no one puts the two and two together that these costumes were used for commercials. And, jumping again, back to the figures, another great thing that came from these was the fact that Playmates Toys was like, okay, so we got these toys. So how are the turtles going to get around as rock stars and rappers and punk rockers? I've got it. They should ride in a school bus. I kid you not. These guys got a vehicle that is literally a school bus. And by the goodness, by the graciousness of all that is good in the world, I actually happen to own the rock and roll mutabus that these guys go with. Or that goes with these guys. However you want to word it. Now, unfortunately, mine is incomplete. And it's actually missing a couple of pretty big pieces. Like if you notice, there's that rectangular hole right there. That is supposed to be filled in and have like windows and stuff on it like this. But it is complete enough that it displays excellent from the other side that has all the stickers. Now, one of the things I find really cool about this is, if I didn't already say it, which honestly I don't really recall if I did just now, this is the rock and roll mutabus. So this isn't just, a school bus going to Mutant High. This turns into a rock and roll stage for the boys in green. How it turns into a rock and roll stage, you may ask? I shall show you. This pops up like that. And this pops open, and now the piece that's supposed to be right here would fold down and give this a little more stability. Then you open this up, and boom, boom, you got the speakers that their instruments would thump out from. You got their stage lights up here, and then of course you just arrange the Fab Four as you wish. And also, on the stickers, you've got all kinds of great classic Ninja Turtles characters. Like you got Mondo Gecko, you got Donatello, which is kind of odd that Donatello is riding the bus and also playing his instrument over here, at least he would be. And then you've got Bebop, and you got Raphael, who's riding the bus and also playing an instrument. And one that a lot of people don't get, a lot of people don't, put two and two together of who it is. Wacky Action, Creepy Crawlin' Splinter over here driving the bus. Because, for those who are unaware, the Wacky Action, Creepy Crawling Splinter is wearing that exact same outfit right there. Then, of course, at the back of the bus, we have... Sorry, I had to refamiliarize myself with the stickers real quick. This is either Ray Fillet, or this is... Give me a second here. Sewer Surfer Michelangelo. And then over here, we have a bright yellow Napoleon Bonafrog. I'm not sure entirely why they made him bright yellow on the back of the bus, but who knows. Also, I just realized that unless whoever put the stickers on here put them on wrong, Mondo Gecko has Raphael's hand, and he's going like a piece, although this looks more like Live Long and Prosper from Star Trek. But anyway, it's not just a school bus, and it's not just a concert stage. The Rock and Roll Mutabus has a couple of other nifty little features. So if I can just pack all this stuff back away, bada boom. Oh, and I forgot to mention that these big speakers right here, these little blue things on them, I can't tell how well you can see them from over there, are actually supposed to be guns. So while the turtles are rocking and rolling, if Shredder and his crew come in and try to, shake things up, Master Splinter in the driver's seat can go, "Oh no, you will not fight my children this day." That was horrible, but that was also kind of like the Splinter from the live-action movies. Anyway, can just push a button and, these start firing, and there are even more weapons. Watch and see. If you look at the front, you'll notice the grill has these 4 little openings on it, trying to get the glare to highlight them. So it's got these 4 little holes on the front. That's because you take the engine here, slide that forward, and boom. Oop, what just fell open? Something fell. Y'all heard that, right? That clack? Oh, it's the wheels. Okay. But anyway, you push that forward and boom, you got all these little mini guns that pop out of the grill of the car. But wait, there's still more than that. You got this little radar dish that pops up on the top so that you can fire your missiles. That's right, this thing's got 4 missiles that shoot out of the top of it. Or 4 little missile launchers that shoot out of the top. And now if the turtles get into a tussle, they can just come to the back of the bus here and open it up to reveal weapons storage. Again, I'm not sure how well y'all can see that. And I just realized what fell. That clatter was one of the speakers coming loose on the inside of the bus. I'll have to put that back in when I'm done with this. But anyway, oh, there we go. So you can store all the turtles' weapons in here. Got these little antennas that are supposed to pop up. These actually supposed to be flag things to pop up. Which, regretfully, I'm missing one of them. And the stickers that are supposed to be attached to them, but whatever. And if that isn't enough, to take on old Shredhead, Bebop, Rocksteady, and all the Foot Clan and all of that nonsense, then you open up this side of the bus and pull out the real big guns. Behold. Hold on just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like the way that's sliding back and forth and clattering, so I'm just going to take that out. But behold, open it up, and you reveal the missiles, the pencil missiles, that thankfully I do actually have. And with these bad boys, they don't actually launch or do anything special and fantastic like that, but they clip onto that little thing, so you can just have Master Splinter go, firing missiles. And pull up the footfools the old-fashioned way, with your imagination and your hands. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I just realized that they got a couple of facts mixed up on the sticker on the inside of the bus. Like, we've got 2 Leonardos. See, Punker Don's wearing a blue bandana. Let me get that back. Oh, there we go. Darn the glare on this thing. Okay, just grab this light here. Don't know how well you can see it, but right over here we got Leonardo, classic rocker Leo in this spot, and we've got Punker Don wearing Leonardo's headband and his wristbands. Alright, now we reset the lights. And I sit back down. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my check out my junk for April, the first one for April, even though we're just about halfway through the month. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know I've been slacking and I'm sorry for that, but it couldn't be helped. Life has just been kicking my tail, and I've just been, dealing with a lot of nonsense, but you all don't want to hear about that. You just want to hear about the happy, slappy, fun times where I do things. Also, another thing I wanted to throw out there. I know it's been a while since I said this, and I also believe I said this last year, but I am finally starting to work on my Colossal Con videos, because that's coming up soon as well. So stoked and so psyched about that. It's going to be so awesome. Finally getting back into the Kalahari again. It's only been a year, but my God, has it been a year. Anyway, so I want to thank you all so much for coming back and enjoying my videos. I do truly and greatly appreciate it. If you like what you've seen here today, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon to be notified of future uploads once you are subscribed. Oh, another little feature I forgot to point out is that on the front of the bus here, again, don't know how well you'll see this, but this little thing that has the turtle logo and says like Mutant High on it, flips up and boom, it's a banner for the rock and roll show. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I stated that. Anyway, again, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Oxleymations, and say it with me now, if you wish. Cowabunga, and I will see you all in the next episode. Later.